God, y'all. I need to get a chair. I need more furniture. Anyway, so chapter 3 is real easy. I don't even need the book for chapter 3 because the entire thing is a story. The title of chapter 3 is called The Man Who Didn't Believe in Love. I feel like I didn't say that right. Oh no, I did. The Man Who Didn't Believe in Love. And this is how the story goes. So, once upon a time, there was this man who was very, very intelligent, had many relationships, and after many of his relationships, he had come to the conclusion that love does not exist. It's nothing but pain and suffering, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes as far as to say, these people in weddings, they recite these vows to each other. They say for better, for worse, and all these things. But come to find out, they don't really mean these things at the end of the day. There is no love. There's no respect. There's nothing but control. There's nothing but jealousy. There are all of this emotional poison that people pour into relationships, like possessiveness, selfishness. So he keeps saying that love doesn't exist, and he goes around the world and gives these speeches trying to prove to the world that love doesn't exist. Then one day, he walks outside and he sees a beautiful woman on a bench crying. He goes up to her, he asks her, "Hey, why you crying, girl?" And she just says, "Because love doesn't exist." And he's like, "Oh my God, I finally found somebody." Not like, "Oh, I found the one." He literally is just like, "I found a friend that believes in the same shit as me. Where have you been all my life? Yes, love doesn't exist." And she tells her whole little sap story, which I don't feel the need to get into, but it ends in divorce because once the kids grew up, because she stayed in this relationship because of the kids, not love, because of the kids, there was no reason for them to be together. There was no respect, there was no love, there was no this, that, and the third that they had promised each other. So after this great conversation, the man who doesn't believe in love and this woman who doesn't believe in love become great friends, and they really enjoy each other's company, and nothing feels forced, nothing feels wrong, everything feels right, because naturally they're just opening up to each other because they have one thing in common, and because they both don't believe that love exists, it's not like they're trying to make something happen with each other. So naturally they just enjoy each other's company, they just enjoy each other's time until it becomes even bigger and greater, and they're just all like, "Oh, is what I'm feeling right now love?" And he goes to her and says this, and then she says the same in return. They're like, "Oh my God, I love you." And once again, like, everything is just natural because they're giving each other their freedom, because their hearts are open, they're giving each other their freedom, they're being normal with one another. And because of that, the natural progression of it, especially stemming from a friendship, they fall in love, move in together, everything, until the kicker. One day, the man who doesn't believe in love, who is now currently in love with the woman who doesn't believe in love, who is now currently in love with him, is walking outside. He looks up at the stars, and his heart is filled with so much love that's coming from him. He doesn't realize it's coming from him. So much love that he feels, thinks is coming from her, but it's really coming from within. He takes a star from the sky and presents her with this star. And overwhelmed, she drops the star and it shatters into little pieces. And the story ends with, now you can see around the world the man who doesn't believe in love really swearing to the world that love definitely doesn't exist now that this bitch dropped my star. And in the same breath, while this old man goes around being bitter, there's some girl at home crying, wondering why everything went wrong. So the main lesson with chapter 3, as I hope some of you might have gotten, maybe you didn't because I have a weird way of telling stories, but the lesson is that you cannot put your happiness in someone else's hands. Simple. The star was meant to represent his happiness. He was so filled with love, and he was so excited that he presented her with his life, pretty much put his life in her hands. And that's why she dropped it, because she can't be his happiness. She can't be his constant peace. Like, she can't be what she isn't already. And him doing that ruined everything. He ruined his own love because he broke his own rules, pretty much. He understood everything about, people not respecting each other, and once respect goes out the window, the love is out the window. Like, not appreciating somebody for who they are is not love. He understood that, but the one thing he didn't understand was that he can't rely on her to always be what she is for him, because people are always changing. Love is one of those things where it should be a natural thing, even when we're annoying and all these other things. Love is always the response, or at least the natural response, before we became domesticated. So I'm just gonna end it there, because I really don't want this video to be as long as the last video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's dark. I'm kind of playing around with lighting. I gotta get some lighting equipment, but it's fall, so, and I work at weird hours, doing the best I can. See the candle? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Please tune in to chapter 4, which is, you think I would have prepared myself for this, right? Chapter 4, the track of love, the track of fear. So I'm gonna see you guys next time, and I hope you tune in and enjoy Shannon Does Book Reviews. See ya.